Hello everyone and welcome to another video as promised. This follows hot on the heels of the Bradford and Thornton story. This is a story about Queensbury Station and we will hop straight into it. Queensbury Station was fairly unique, having a triangular layout with platforms serving in all three directions. The only other local example is Shipley, which only covered two sides of the triangle until the 1980s, when the new Queensbury Station was opened on the 1st of the 1st, 1890. Only Ambergate in Derbyshire had a similar layout. It is also noteworthy that all three sides found roughly equal use. Queensbury was situated at the divergence of the Bradford, Halifax and Bradford Keighley lines, and the third side of the triangle was provided by the direct line between Halifax and Keighley. Now listen to this bit carefully, because I shall say this only once, don't get confused. An unusually ample train service was provided in all three directions from Bradford to both Halifax and Keighley and between Halifax and Keighley. Try and get your head around that one. The station was remarkable in having 6 independent sets of railway offices, all of them timber structures of typical Great Northern outline, which included waiting rooms and lavatories. In addition, a booking office and other station buildings stood on an overbridge at the Bradford corner of the triangle. Platforms for most part and platform fences almost entirely are of timber, and timber maintenance must have been a considerable item in relation to the modest traffic flow handled at the station. The Bradford Keighley side of the triangle was carried in part on the 3-arch stone and masonry viaduct, and at the Halifax end a subway is provided to connect the 4 platform ends. A passenger entering the station for a train to Halifax or Keighley may find, if it is a through Halifax Keighley train, that they would have to walk the full length of the platform and half the length of another in order to reach it. Queensbury itself claims to be the highest village in the UK at a height of 1,150 feet above sea level. Unfortunately, the only place where the station could be built was about a mile down a long, dim lit footpath 40 foot lower than the town itself. Even so, the station had to be built upon rubble and earthworks. Although fairly well used by local residents, the station was of more use as an interchange between the 3 lines. Goods services were minimal, being a few small coal mines which closed fairly early in the station's history, and a local brickworks, the stripped chimney of which serves as a convenient landmark in photographs of the station. Upon leaving Queensbury for Halifax, trains had to enter the Queensbury Tunnel underneath the village. At 1 mile 741 yards long, this was the 4th longest tunnel in West Yorkshire. Water seepage in the tunnel was always a problem, and the subsequent damage to the tunnel lining was cited as one of the reasons for the closure of the line. Towards the end, enormous icicles forming in the tunnel in winter caused damage to trains, so a small engine had to be parked in the tunnel at night, producing enough steam to melt the ice. All passenger services were withdrawn on the 23rd of May 1955, but the station remained open for goods traffic until the 11th of November 1963. Although after closure to passengers, it was downgraded to an unstaffed public delivery siding. After complete closure of the station, there was still some through goods traffic, and the last passenger train to call at the station was the West Riding Rail Tour on the 6th of September 1964. The track was then finally lifted back to Horton Park in June 1966. The site itself has a poor road access, and the ground is too muddy to be of any commercial use today. But this has not stopped the whole station from being demolished. By 1970, only very degraded remains of the platforms and the station subway under the Halifax Keighley platforms could be seen. The station house remains, which is in private ownership. Even the subway was eventually demolished circa 2004, possibly for the valuable Yorkshire stone used in its construction. So there we go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that look into Queensbury Station itself. And again, I do apologise if there's any pauses in my commentary. It's because of my medical condition, and I'll keep wittering on about it, but I'm sure it must be annoying sometimes. Anyway, so we will move on to part 3, which is the Halifax, Thornton and Keighley Railway in my next video, which will be coming shortly. And as always, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you again for the Facebook pages that do let me post these videos on here. It's proving to be really popular with people in regards to the railway videos. That's why I'm doing a lot more railway videos. I'm also doing a video on the organisation known as Bradford City Transport, which operated trams and buses in Bradford. I recently came across the Facebook site on there, and I found it to be extremely interesting looking back at the history of it, so I shall do a video for that as well. Also, don't forget there's loads of other videos for you to peruse on my channel. I wish you well, and I hope you click on the next video. Thank you and goodbye.